Hi, everybody, and welcome to our virtual professional development trio with Create Media with PBS Kids Scratch Jr. And now we're going to talk about what is a professional development trio. Oh, sorry, before we get into that, my name is Olivia Hackney, and I am the Education/Special Projects Coordinator here at WFSU, and I am also joined with
Hi, my name is Leah Moore. I am the Early Education Specialist here at WFSU.
Awesome. Okay, so like I said, let's move right along. So, a professional development trio is where we ask you to, if you sign up with us, we tell you the assignment for the trio for the month. So for example, this one, it was called Create Media with PBS Kids Scratch Jr. You would go to teach.pbskids.org, you make a free account, and you go right along and enroll in the module, and you go into the course. There are quizzes, little discussions and things like that. It can take up to 2 hours to do if you do it in one sitting, but you can stretch that over to however much time you have. So if you only have 10 minutes here and there, that's fine. And then halfway through our month-long trio, we have a virtual check-in. So for this one, it was April 30th. The educators did not have to have it complete at this moment. We just wanted to see how they were doing with the modules, if they had any questions or wanted to discuss anything further. And then lastly, we wrapped all of it up as you see on the slideshow, it says the in-person experience, which is available if you are in the Tallahassee, Leon County area, or there was also a virtual experience the next day. For our virtual friends, we did a activity that went along with the module, and we went deeper into our discussion and questions. And also, I wanted to add that with the module, you earned 2 hours of professional development. So, and you get a certificate at the end, which is great. And also, here's a slide where you enroll in the module. You can create a free account. And it's teach.pbs.org. Now, let's watch a short clip that explains what PBS Kids Scratch Jr. is.
It's PBS Kids Scratch Jr., the new creative coding app from PBS Kids and the creators of Scratch Jr. Snap colorful programming blocks together to make your favorite PBS Kids pals move, jump, dance, and sing. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4! With tons of characters and backgrounds to choose from, you can make awesome new stories, games, and animations. Can you find a polar bear? Okay. No polar bear here. The fun is in your hands.
Onward and onward!
Have a blast creating new worlds.
Activate creature power!
Designing your own games.
Sweet!
And making your ideas come to life. Now you can create a story just the way you like it. PBS Kids Scratch Jr. Download now for free and start creating on the App Store and Google Play.
All right. So now let's take a look at what was in the module that is on our platform. So all of the modules, most of them have 3 to 4 what we call milestones, and that is how the module is broken down. In this Scratch Junior module, there were 3 milestones. And so we'll just go through each of those just to recap what was discussed in the module. Again, these modules are interactive. There are assessments just to kind of see what you know at the beginning and one to see what you've learned at the end. There are other interactive pieces where you may watch a video, you may be asked to read over an article or another document, such as this one, Six Approaches to Integrating Media, just to kind of keep you informed in multiple ways. So for the first milestone, the introduction, there were three parts to it. The first part was Welcome to Create Media with PBS Kids Scratch Jr., and it gave you an overview of what the learning path looked like. Then there was Introduction to PBS Kids Scratch Jr., looking at how using this app with young children will help develop critical thinking skills, help develop their creativity skills, and their media literacy. And then the last portion was early learning with media, talking about how media can be used in the classroom. Um, and we're talking about how it can be used appropriately with young children. Scratch Junior is designed for ages 5 to 8. And so that portion of the module really talked about what it looks like to use media in early learning classroom or early learning setting, not just a traditional classroom. And now we'll go to the second milestone. So milestone 2 is all about exploration. It's exploring the creative approach. What does that look like in the classroom or in your learning space? Planning a lesson with media. So what you see here on the screen is the idea sketchpad. It allows teachers, educators, caregivers to kind of map out their thinking about what they want to convey when they use this app or design a lesson using this app in their learning space. And then at the end, there was a short video, Create Media in Action, and you got to see how a first grade teacher used Scratch Junior in her classroom. And just to give you in real time, real life, what it looks like to see an educator interact with children and the children interact with the app, and how they can kind of create their own stories in the app. And then in the third milestone, it was the application. So how do we apply all the things that you've observed and learned about early media literacy and Scratch Junior? So there was some exploration of teaching resources that we'll go into in a little bit. You got a chance to kind of prep a lesson plan with Scratch Junior. And then at the end, check your understanding, see what you learned. And it's usually about a 10-question quiz. And in order to be given the certificate, you pass that quiz with, I believe it's 70%. So yeah, let's look a little further into what resources come with Scratch Junior. Okay, so one is on pbslearningmedia.org. So that is a platform that we have that is free for parents, for caregivers, for educators, that has a wealth of information on all learning subjects from pre-K to 12th grade, even further than that. So there are lesson plans, there are videos, media collections there for everyone to use, and there is a Scratch Junior collection. And so we will take a look at what's in the Scratch Junior collection on pbslearningmedia.org.
You still
All
see my
right, so
screen?
here we are.
Yeah. You can still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So with PBS Kids Scratch Junior, if you look on the right of your screen, there it tells you what's in the collection, all about teaching coding. There are lesson plans and supplemental resources. There are also how-to videos on how to use the app. And that's great for, adults who don't do coding. So we can get through what this looks like and how we will use it to share with the littles in our lives. There's also information for a family and community learning workshop. And then there are lesson plans that are tied to PBS Kids shows. They are Nature Cat, Peg Plus Cat. Ready, Jet, Go, Wildcrats, and Word Girl. And so let's just look at, if we scroll down a little bit, let's just look at one of the lesson plans. Um, right here we have, yep, Peg plus Cat, the tree problem. So in this platform, your lesson plan has everything you need. On this first page, we have the overview that gives you the lesson summary, how much time it might take, and it gives you a schedule breakdown. It gives you learning objectives. One thing about PBS Learning Media is when you sign up for a free account, you can connect your account with your local PBS station, and that will also connect you with the learning standards for your state. So in Florida, if you're using BEST standards or the early learning standards, if you are in a pre-K program, it will at the bottom of the preview of the lesson, it will have your standards there that you can click on and align that with your lesson. On the next page, if you click procedures, it will give you step-by-step procedures on how to get started, what the activities look like, how to explore. And then on the left of the page, you see support materials for teachers. So there are other resources that will connect with this lesson plan and Scratch Junior. So you've got using the resource, handouts that you can print out. There's a parent handout that you can share with parents. You can share that digitally, or you can print it and send it home. And then there are also student handouts that you can share with your students. So lots of resources to help use this PEG plus cat, I'm sorry, use this Scratch Junior app in your learning space. And now we'll go back to our presentation. On pbskids.org /learn, there are additional learning resources for Scratch Junior and other apps that we have. Let's take a look at this particular page. So for the learning resources for Scratch Junior, there's a brief video there that will explain in depth about the app. And then down below that, we have activities, additional activities, and then resources. It will give you details about the site. It will give you a link to the educator workshop, the module that we've been speaking about today. And then there are also about 8 to 10 videos on how to use the app, explaining the importance of media literacy for young children. And one thing that I wanted to really show was the how-to cards. So if we can click on that, this is a great feature that go along with the video and the explanation for adults. The how-to cards are giving you step-by-step instructions on how to use the app. These can be printed or you can use them on your computer or your iPad. So it gives you instructions on how to add characters, how to delete characters. What else do we have there? Along with how to add backgrounds. You can, in this app, you can also do things like dance, add your voice, and add video. Make some noise. So, so there's really everything that you need in order to use this app successfully with young children. Everything that you need to be successful with this app is here connected with pbskids.org and PBS Learning Media. All right, so let's go back to our presentation.
Okay, and now we are going to do a demonstration of PBS Kids Scratch Jr. on the iPad.
Take a look at the Scratch Junior app. I'm going to press start. To begin a new project, we will press the plus sign. The app has provided us with our first character, but we want to start from scratch. So we're going to tap and hold dot, and now we'll press the X, and now we have a clean tile. In order to add a new character, we will press the plus sign on the left side of the screen, and we have a list of characters from all different PBS Kids shows. If you'd like to design your own character, you can select the blank tile, the top left-hand side of the screen, and then tap the paintbrush to design your own character. Today we will use Lila. We will tap the check mark to accept, and now Lila is on our tile. Next, we'll select a background by tapping the picture at the top middle of the screen. And just like the characters, you have lots of backgrounds to choose from, and you can also design your own background by selecting a blank tile and tapping the paintbrush. Today, we're going to choose a park for Lila. And then we will tap the check mark to select. Now we have Lila in the park. The next thing we'll do is give Lila some direction. We'll help her move. We're going to tap the yellow button in the programming blocks row. We'll drag the green flag. That will be our starting point. The next thing we'll do is give Lila direction by pressing the blue arrow button. We're going to drag our directions. We will have Lila move to the left. We'll have her move to the right. And then we'll also add a repeat to this code. So we will bring down our repeat block. Now this repeat has a number 4 at the bottom. The number 4 indicates how many times our loop will repeat. We're going to take that 4 down to 2. Now what we'll do is add our directions to the repeat block, and we will link this block to our green flag. Let's see what we can have Lila do. All right. So we've got Lila moving back and forth. The next thing we can do is add some noise to our code by pressing the green speaker in the programming row. There is a pre-programmed sound, a pop sound. We'll add that to our code. You can also add your own sound by tapping the microphone. You'll see the square that pops up with the record button, the square to stop, and the triangle to play back. Once you record your noise, you can play it back, and once you're satisfied, you tap the green arrow, and you can add that to your code. Today, we will use the pre-programmed pop sound. Let's take a look. Press the green flag. All right, we've got our pop sound. The next thing we want to do is tap the magenta button with the person outlined. We're going to have Lila grow and shrink, and then grow again. So again, the numbers at the bottom of each of the blocks indicate how many times this action will take place. So let's press our green flag to see what we have. All right. And now let's see how we can finish this tile out. We'll tap our red button here. We can end this code by using the end button, or we can have it continue to repeat by adding the repeat button. So for the purposes of this tutorial, we'll do the end button, and let's take a look from start to finish what we have. All right. Thank you for watching this brief tutorial on just some of the functions in the app, this ScratchJr app. If you have more questions or need a longer tutorial, please go to the home button. At the top right-hand corner, you can tap the I, and there's more about ScratchJr. There's a guide to the interface, an editor guide, and a blocks guide that can help you out. Thank you again for watching.
Okay, we hope you enjoyed that demonstration and you got a lot of questions that you may have had lingering from the module answered. And now Leah is going to talk about the Teacher Way calendar.
Thank you. So in addition to PBS Learning Media and pbskids.org, we have a Teacher Way calendar. This gives adults just more resources to connect with the concept. So this Teacher Way calendar is creative problem solving, and it just talks about the possibilities that are available through PBS Kids and all the resources that we have that will help you facilitate learning problem solving skills with young children. On this calendar, um, down the right, you have the theme, and then across the top,
Let's do
you
that.
have the learning type. So, for example, two of the shows that really explore critical thinking and problem solving are Lila in the Loop and Work It Out Wombats. They each have a collection on PBS Learning Media. There are videos and digital games. So, Lila's Lila in the Loop's Stu's Super Stunts, and then Ramp Racing with Sesame Street there. We also have activities, and this one is really important, family time. So these in the square, you will see books about scientists and inventors that you can read together as a family, parenting hacks that help children become problem solvers. So all of these things are here in the Teacher Way calendar, and down at the bottom, it will give you a link to see more classroom resources, and not just for your traditional classroom, but for your learning space at home. And it's pbslearningmedia.org/collection. And there's an entire Teacher Way collection where you can find more calendars on more topics like changing seasons, learning science, and things like that. So, thank you for listening. You can go to the next slide.
All right. Thank you so much, Leah, for that very informative um, lesson about PBS Kids Scratch Jr. And I hope you guys got a lot out of it. We have some more additional resources. This website called the learningneighborhood.org was created and produced by us at WFSU Public Media and with our partners, Florida Center for Interactive Media, or FCIM. And the Learning Neighborhood was inspired by the Florida Gap Map and our local Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce program and the Classroom Connection. This program pairs local businesses with kindergarten classrooms, and WFSU Public Media and, like I said, FCIM wanted to fill a need with this Classroom Connection program because we realized that most businesses may feel intimidated or don't know how to go into a kindergarten classroom. So that is why we created this website called the learningneighborhood.org, where you can pick a card and you can go in a neighborhood and learn about awesome careers. So I linked one to this awesome presentation for none other than computer coder, of course. Since we've been talking about PBS Kids Scratch Jr., we might as well learn about what a computer coder does. So we have a list of careers, and in this one for computer coder, we have resources. So it lists the soft skills that are needed for this occupation, like problem solving, attention to detail, and communication. There are episodes that you could watch down here. And then there are hands-on activities as well. And oh, look at that. PBS Kids Scratch Jr. right there. So you're like already ahead of the game. Then there's also online games as well, and additional resources as well as books that can go along with learning about what a computer coder is and the skills needed for that particular occupation. So, going back to the presentation, that is our learningneighborhood.org. And we also have different careers in our website as well. And we are constantly trying to add more careers as well. So please go check it out. Next, I want to talk about upcoming events coming up at WFSU. So for the summer, we have our Summer Challenge Family Engagement Camps all throughout the month of June and July, every Friday and Saturday from 10 to 12 at various Leon County libraries. We will host family engagement camps. And what family engagement camps mean is we want the whole family to interact in these activities. So that's why we ask the parents to stay. You get to learn about different activities, and it also coincides with the learningneighborhood.org because each camp will be exploring a different career. And this is just in. We will also be having guests come in from those particular occupation. And also, this is very new. For the first camp, first few camps, we're going to be learning about chef, and we'll be having a guest coming in talking about the world of being a chef and how to incorporate healthy eating into your family lifestyle. And so come on and register by scanning that QR code. Um, Content and the lesson of the particular camp on each day changes. So don't think if you come to one, it's going to be the same for the rest of them, because it's not. It's going to be different every time. So we hope to see you there. And those are the dates and locations that we will be at. And then, if you've possibly forgotten all of that, because it was a lot of information, you can visit our website at wfsu.org/education, where all of those dates and opportunities to sign up for those awesome camps will be. You can also sign up for our monthly newsletter, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And we hope that you enjoyed this awesome presentation and you continue to support the work that we do at WFSU Public Media. Thank you so much and have a awesome, beautiful day.